Did you say free fries when you get vaccinated? You're saying I could get this? If this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination.
Good morning, YouTube. It's been a while since this noob here has put out any PSAs. Haven't done anything since back during the food shortages of the first of the year. But in this case, I've heard a couple of people discussing the upcoming energy crisis for us. Now, you may have been keeping up to date on the one going on in Europe for the past few weeks or months upcoming, where they've got lots of shortage on natural gas and fuel of several different kinds. But now it looks like it's coming to us. Our White House economic advisor, Brian Diaz, stated that 25-day supply of diesel. Well, this is reserves. I don't think we're going to run out of diesel in 25 days, but the price is going up, and it's going up dramatically. I think it was back in about 2003 I bought my first diesel vehicle. And at that time, diesel was less than unleaded. Quite a bit less, actually. And then in 2004, it finally shot up above unleaded, which I was like, that's about typical. And it's been that way ever since. It's always went a little higher, you know. In fact, I was just on the interstate yesterday, leaving work, which interstate out here on I-20, fuel usually runs, especially diesel, runs a little higher. But there was a $2 difference, a $2 difference between unleaded, regular unleaded, and diesel. I think diesel was $5.09. Where I get it in the country, which is a little farther east, it's diesel's $4.85 right now, and I think regular is $3.35, so not quite a big a difference, but the biggest difference I've ever seen in the price of diesel compared to gas, and that's because, you know, supply and demand. There's less of it out there and more people using it. I say more people because trucks, everything moves by diesel, and if diesel gets short, especially in the Northeast, is where I hear it's going to hit first. It's going to affect everything and affect all of us. The Epic Times is where I picked this story up from, and I'm sitting here reading it right now. U.S. has 25 days of diesel supply shortage could cripple economy, and I'm thinking that it definitely could cripple the economy. Of course, it would have been nice in hindsight, not that we really need hindsight for this, but evidently our president does, on shutting down the Keystone pipeline, you know, making it hard to drill, and our sanctions against Russia, which I've also found out that I didn't realize it, but there's a lot more diesel that comes out of Russia that's supplied to us than gas. I did not know that. We send a lot of our stuff overseas to be refined. I wasn't aware of that either. And then, of course, in Europe, you know, you got that pipeline that was sabotaged or blew up. So stuff like that didn't happen. It would make things a lot better. But sometimes all this just seems very orchestrated to me. Leave comments below. Tell me what diesel prices and gas prices are doing in your area. Have you seen any shortages? And what do you think? Is this all planned, or is it just coincidence? Now let me put my old man glasses on here. Let me read this part of the article from the Epic Times. This country is down to a 25-day supply of diesel, with stockpiles at their lowest level for this time of year in and records going back to 1993. In the Northeast, where more people burn fuel from home heating than anywhere else in the country, inventories are a third of what their typical levels are heading into winter. That's not good. National Economic Council Director Brian Diaz called the levels unacceptably low. No shoot. By late October, diesel prices had risen for more than 2 weeks straight to 50% above where they were last year at this time. That's pretty substantial inflation, don't you think? It's a little worse than going to the grocery store right now, which is ridiculous. I'm so glad we stockpiled a bunch of stuff last year. But because of all that, now I actually drove my truck today, but most days I'm driving the wife's Jeep to work because there's such a tremendous difference on fuel. So I'm thinking with all this going on, and also don't forget, we've also got the Mississippi River shut down, so coal and stuff is not moving, fertilizer, that's just fantastic because of water levels. So there's just one more thing added to this debacle of a year. I'm seeing more shortages coming up. I mean, I'm foreseeing more shortages coming up in the grocery store because everything's transported by truck. Prices are going to go higher. So, to you. And the reason I did this PSA today is please get out there and start restocking. I know a lot of y'all probably burn into your stockpiles of food and stuff just because of everything going up higher. Like, well, I'll burn some of this, and I've done the same. But even though it is higher, I'm going to go ahead and restock up and put that pantry back up to the top of the ceiling, so that we'll have it. Not so sure that we're going to run out of stuff, although those particular items, we will. Specific items, we will. All the staples that can be stored long-term or semi-long-term, I'm going to go ahead and restock up on those, and I would suggest that you guys do the same. So leave us I'd like to see a lot of comments on this video and tell me what's going on in your part of the country. I think things are going to look a lot different a month from now. I don't expect to be completely out of diesel, but I got a feeling there are going to be some shortages around, and I'm curious. Let's see, it's the 26th of October today. Let's see what the 26th of November looks price-wise on diesel. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least $1 higher a gallon. Anyway, leave us some comments on what's going on in your part of the country. Leave us a like, please, so this video gets out here. That way the YouTube algorithm will pick up on it and put it out there, because generally my videos get covered up unless they're over other subjects. They don't mind us talking about chickens or gardening, but you start talking about problems and all of a sudden we get throttled back. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video. This is the Noob. I'm out.
This brand new research by Gallup says American trust in the mass media is at its lowest point since 2016 and near a record low overall.
Jeff sucks.